There was just something fishy. There was just something dicey about this guy. I couldn't place my hands on. In the middle of the movie, this guy walks out of the cinema and never came back. Hi baby, how you doing? I'm fine baby. And I'm like, okay, I'm right here. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. Now today's video is going to be a very interesting video, and the idea for this video just came to my head just 5 minutes ago. I just thought to just come up here and just do this video for you guys. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Alma and I am a YouTuber based in Abuja, Nigeria. Without further ado, without wasting plenty of your time, let's get right into this story time on some of my worst dating experiences in Nigeria. It's gonna be juicy. Stay tuned. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Now, I don't even know where to start this story time from because I'm going to be talking about different people. So let me just start from the oldest one that I can remember, like the oldest in my life, like the oldest experience. So it was when I was in university and I was still a freshman in university, my first year in the university. I met this guy in one restaurant in school. And you know, he was fair in complexion, but he had dark lips. You know, when a guy that smokes, you know, guys that smoke have dark lips. He had dark lips, but we formed a conversation and we started talking and we exchanged numbers. Once in a while he'll come to my hostel, come and visit me. Like, I was talking, this was probably when I was what, probably a month old in university. I was just like 1 month old in the university. So he would always come to my hostel, check up on me and everything. He was one of the very first friends I had when I got into the university. The few times he actually invited me to come over to his place, I never went because I was still timid and naive and I was still scared of guys and all that. So I'd rather stay in my hostel, come and visit me in my hostel and be going to your house. And we're friends and everything. Once in a while he'll call me, we would meet up for lunch and everything. And before I knew what was happening, I can't even remember, 1 or 2 people told me, I don't know whether it was my cousin now or one of my classmates, somebody actually told me that this guy is a cultist too. As a first year student in the university, being with a cultist is not what you want for yourself. Like, more or less, like, you know, being fresh in uni, I was, you know, more or less like leaving home into the outside world for the first time. I was not about to be friends with a cultist, as that a cultist was not supposed to be my very first friend. So gist was flying around that this guy was a cultist, and I became so scared of this guy, and I literally started to avoid him. When he called me, I wouldn't pick his calls and all of that. And yeah, once in a while, whenever I see him on campus, I'll be like, but this guy sure looks like a cultist, sure. How did I not see it? Like, how did I not see that this guy, you know? But he was quite sweet to me, okay? In person, he was quite sweet to me and everything. And yeah, I just started avoiding the guy, and before things would even get too serious, I ran for my dear life. I was not about to be the girlfriend of a cultist, so no, it was not gonna happen to me, not to me. The next person I remember was towards my final year in the university. I became friends with this guy in campus, and I met him in a cyber cafe. I do not forget, I met him in a cyber cafe on campus. Was he on campus or just right outside the campus gate? And we became friends. We exchanged numbers, blah blah blah. Bear in mind that I had a school boyfriend for the better part of my stay in school, but around this time my school boyfriend and I were having issues. And in fact, I don't think we were dating at this particular point in time. So I was free like a bird, I was single and ready to mingle. And I met this guy, you know, in the cyber cafe, everything. Cute guy, tall, dark, handsome, everything, you know. We became friends, started hanging out a lot more. You know, we became really close, okay? One thing I noticed while we were always being close, maybe whenever I go to visit him and everything, was that he was always on his laptop. Bear in mind, this was like, what, 2008, 2007-ish. Laptops then were not a thing among students. Then for you to have a laptop, it means that you have, you know, arrived. So he was always on his laptop, and sometimes if he's not always on his laptop, he's on a phone and he's always answering somebody. Hi baby, how you doing? I'm fine baby. And I'm like, okay, I'm right here. I'm sitting down right here with you on the phone with somebody else, calling somebody else baby, and I'm here, you know. And every time that phone call would end, I would ask him, what was that about? And he would be like, no, it's nothing. Anyway, long story short, okay, long story short, before I knew what was happening, this guy had bought a car on campus. And then in uni, if you had bought a car in uni, then as a guy, you are a big boy. You are a big boy. It didn't matter the kind of car you had, as long as you had car, you were a big boy. I still liked him. I liked his person. I liked spending time with him and everything, but there was just something fishy. There was just something dicey about this guy I couldn't place my hands on. Turns out, by the time I put two and two together, turns out this guy was a Yahoo boy. Yep, he was a Yahoo boy. You know, of course, the person he was talking to on the phone then was probably his Oyibo maga or something like that. So in my head, I'm just like, so that when they come around all of you up, they will run me too and join people. No, lie. I ran for my dear life as well. I literally ran for my dear life. But it was somebody I was in contact with, you know, off and on. But along the line, I really just started to just remove myself from that entanglement. That's the word, entanglement. Remove myself from that entanglement, small, until there was no more contact. The next experience I'll be talking about was sometime after my NYSC, before my NYSC, I was dating this guy. Things were going good, it was going great, you know, he was sweet to me and everything. So we're actually dating, like we're actually in a relationship. He was quite older than me. By older than me, I don't mean like he was like 20 years older than me, but he senior me with some years. You get what I mean? So yeah, we were doing good. We used to hang out and everything. And I remember that time my mom never really used to like this guy, yo. My mom never really used to like this guy, but me, I was all madly in love. Started proving himself more or less, you know. So my mom started taking a liking to him and everything. I was like, okay, this guy is okay, let's watch him, let's see the potential that he has, you know. But then there was a little problem. He used to fall sick a lot. Yeah, he was always falling ill, off and on illness, and me, I did not used to know what was sicking him at the time. But then, of course, being a loyal girlfriend, I was always there. I was always, you know, there to show support, there to take care of him and all of that. And then out of the blues, one day he had gone through a week or 2 weeks of illness in the hospital, and then he came back home. And then when we were at home, I was at home with him and everything. And then this guy proceeds to just break up with me. Literally, he broke up with me, and I'm like, what did I do? I mean, what did I do to you? Why are you breaking up with me? And then he goes on to say, oh, I'm not ready to get married, that he has always wanted to get married. Like I said, he senior me with almost, let me just say, with almost 10 years. You know what? He senior me with like 8 years, okay? He was like 8 years my senior. And at the time I was like, what, 21 or something? I wasn't ready to get married at 21. I mean, I still wanted to go for my NYSC. I still wanted to, you know, get a job, be a bit stable, make my own money small, at least small, before getting married. So he was like, oh, that I told him that I still have like 4 years before I want to get married, and he doesn't have 4 years to get married and everything. I'm just like, wow, so that's why you're breaking up with me? That was how we broke up, oh, you guys. Like, that was how we broke up. I was so upset. I packed my stuff, left his house. I went home in tears, literally in tears. I don't forget, my cousin was actually around during this time. One of my cousins, she's based in Jos. She was around during this time, and she was there to comfort me, and she was like, don't mind him, he's not the one for you, blah blah blah. At that time, I could not imagine life without him. Like, at that time, I was so pained, I was so upset. And then I also remember my mom came back from work and met me crying and was like asking my cousin what is wrong with her. And my cousin told her, oh, it is so and so person, though. He said he's not doing it again. Momsi just gave she just brought out a very long hiss like this. The way she hissed, she was like, did I not tell you that that boy is not your husband? In her words, that was exactly what my momsi told me. She was like, did I not tell you that he's not your husband? Good riddance to bad rubbish. Wipe your tears, my daughter. He's not the one for you. Wipe your tears, you know. It took me a couple of days to get over him, couple of weeks even, to get over him, but eventually I did, and, you know, moved on with my life. About 2-3 years later, he wanted to get back with me. I was dating somebody else, and he actually reached out to me. I wanted to get back with me, but by then he already had a son out of wedlock. This is the same person that wanted to get married. 2-3 years down the line, he still wasn't married. Instead, he had a son, and then he wanted to come and marry me and make me a stepmother, and that was not going to, it was not going to fly. So I told him, bye bye. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that with you. There was also this one person that I met while I was doing my temp job, and you know, I met him. He walked in, he was so cute, he was so fine and everything. And guys, let me confess, I did something. You know, the job I was doing was more like SIM registration. Then when it first started, the guy walked in for SIM registration, and I was the one that attended to him, and he was so fine, so cute. He filled the form, his phone number was there, everything. While I was doing the work for him, we're chatting and we're talking, and then when he left that day, it was like, okay, bye, good to meet you. You guys, you know what I did? You know what I did? The following day, I called this guy. And it was like, ooh. And then I introduced myself to him as the girl, and he was like, oh, Alma, I remember. He was quite happy to hear from me. We hung out a few times, and I got to know that he was actually leaving Nigeria for the US. He was more or less like relocating from Nigeria to the US like the following week. So there was really nothing serious that could really happen, but we hung out a few times, and then along the line I realized that this guy was an atheist. Yeah, he does not believe in God. Yep, he does not believe in God. So there was no way, with how fine he was and everything, there was no way that it was going to work. There was absolutely no way on planet Earth that I was going to end up with an atheist. No way. That was how that one ended. We chatted a few times when he left for the US, but that was about it. We never went beyond that. The next one was somebody I wasn't really in a relationship with per se, but it was, see, you guys, quite frankly, I cannot even remember this guy's name. Like this guy I want to talk about right now, I don't even know his name. But I knew that we were chatting, and then we decided to meet up, to go to the cinema, meet up for movies and everything. And then, you guys, guess what? In the middle of the movie, this guy walks out of the cinema and never came back. Like, he left the cinema and did not come back. That was, I don't even know his name. I don't even know what excuse he gave to me on the phone later on, but that was horrible. That was horrible. The next one was somebody I also was in some sort of entanglement with a couple of years back, and this one's major issue was that he was stuck up on his ex-girlfriend. Oh my god, he was so stuck up on his ex-girlfriend. I do not know why. I can till today I don't understand. He was so stuck up on her, and that was the reason why we never actually really got into a relationship, because in his house, his ex-girlfriend's box was still in his wardrobe. His ex-girlfriend this, his ex-girlfriend that. I think he was almost like hoping for a reconciliation between him and his ex-girlfriend, and it never happened. He married somebody else eventually. But yeah, guys, like, imagine being with somebody, you like this person, you know that this person actually likes you, but because he's still so stuck up on his ex-girlfriend, things cannot work. So yeah, that was that about this other person. Let me see, the last person I will talk about here is another person as well. You know, we're feeling ourselves, liking each other. We actually met in church, liking each other, feeling ourselves. We hung out a few times, everything. And then when I was trying to, you know, give this guy a green light, like guy, how far now? You're not gonna ask me out, that kind of thing. I'm feeling you, you're feeling me, what's going on? And this guy tells me, oh, that he knows what he wants. I shouldn't pressure him into doing anything. He knows what he wants. And I'm like, I can see that I'm not the one for you. Anyways, eventually I got upset and I just moved on with my life. Tried to reach out to me, tried to get back to me a few times, and I was like, you know what, you don't know what you want, so go. You and this other person that you are stuck up on your exes or stuck up on your future. I'm not about that life, so be going with your wahala. This is more or less like my experiences, like the worst of the worst I have ever had here in Nigeria. If you enjoyed watching this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Be sure to leave a comment down below in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe if you are not yet subscribed already, guys. And if you're watching my video, please screenshots, screen record, share on your Insta stories and tag me, and I will definitely repost. And I'll see you guys in my next video. All right, bye.